We are talking money. Not many people like talking about the commercial aspects of legal technology, but that is what we're going to do today. So I spoke to my good friend Ed Walker, who's the GC at Abellio, about how technology needs to look at creative models in order to increase adoption. I hope you really enjoy it, and I'll see you soon.
And now for something completely different.
Can you tell us a little bit about your feelings towards how pricing is set up for legal tech, and why do you think it's probably not sustainable or manageable as it currently is?
Yeah, I'd agree. I'm a huge fan of legal tech. I want it to get out there faster to more businesses and become the new norm. And everyone talks about that. But if I was quite honest, my view is that if we don't change the commercials aspect, we're not going to get that revolution, and we'll still be sitting here in 5, 8, 10 years' time, still talking about some great tech. It'll be different tech, but it won't be mass market. And for me, the reason is the way the commercials are set up. Now, I've come from, spent most of my career in the FTSE 100 or FTSE 50. So you'd think enormous companies, and they are enormous companies. You'd think really big budgets. And I'd say, no, we've had to fight for money. There's always easy cost cutting in a legal or compliance budget. So interest in a new tech product, that has to have a solid business case behind it. And you, Rob, you can provide me with a solid business case with any of your products.
Sure.
But it's not enough. Okay. At the end of the day, I'm starting with something that's about maybe management of risk, but it costs money now. It's sort of money now to deal with risk in the future.
But what sometimes I don't think, I suppose, legal tech providers take into account is that that's not the only thing that you're trying to win internally, is it? So do you have to kind of prioritize tech against the other things that you're trying to work in internally, or is it always a project you have to do off the side of your desk?
I think it depends on what business you're in. I think it's a starting point. But new business I've come into now, it's a really enormous business, but currently there's one legal beagle in the organization. It's me. Okay. And the aim is to build a bigger function, legal, compliance, and risk, and so on forth. If I had a choice at this stage of the function between a person or a piece of tech, I personally go with a person. If I had to choose between deploying my budget towards a current problem of the business, a legal problem, or getting the basics in terms of understanding the law that we're operating in, okay, and our contracts and so forth, or a piece of tech that might make things more, beautiful and efficient in the future, I'd rather spend it on the basics. And there are always basics or that you feel you need to spend on, because actually, really, it comes down to money.
So coming back to kind of the commercial aspect, so you said like the current model we have is not sustainable for rapid deployment of tech into legal, getting everybody kind of using automated systems, improving efficiency and things like that. So how would you propose the industry went? Because obviously coming from a technology perspective, like I'm tasked with getting money through the door. So how from a client's perspective, do you think there's a happy medium, or do you think it needs to shift more towards the corporate in this example?
I think you still need to make money, Rob. Okay, how's that for a starting point?
That's a good starting point.
It's a good point. You're going to invest right now. Okay, that's great. You still need to pay for you, for your team, no doubt about that. So you still need money. Let's give you the money. Okay. The question is whether the money should come from me. Okay, because that's it for me is the problem at the moment. I see you give me a good product. I find money. I give you money. You deliver good product to me. But I want us to imagine a world where actually I get the benefit, but I don't necessarily, I know it sounds like Nirvana, I don't necessarily give you money.
Okay.
Or at least I don't give you money now, but you still get money. So that's this sort of triangle of where do you get the money from? Now, my experience is legal budget, compliance budget, difficult to justify. Okay. But there'll be other budgets where they've been in the accounts for such a long time that there is room to find money in those other budgets to redeploy for this kind of thing. And the first one that comes to mind is insurance. Okay, I pay £1 million a year for an insurance premium. I'm not saying that's what we pay, but let's assume it's £1 million. Okay, you as the broker are still always looking for ways to maintain the relationship, have that for long term, show benefits, and a lot of focus, for example, on the insurance brokerage is about risk management. Okay. Well, having some of this legal tech is absolutely core to risk management for the business, so that the objectives are aligned. Were the premium to go up from 1 million to 1.2 million? It's probably a silly example, okay, but 1 million to one, add a 50 grand on it, okay,
5%.
It wouldn't make a difference to the premium conversation. Premium's gone up. What should we do? Okay. But if that premium or that the broker fee or however you dealt with it led to a provision of a service provided by you, Rob, okay, funded through this different mechanism, then I get something to reduce risk management and improve me. You get money in order to deliver your products and improve, and the broker in this example gets to show that they're delivering even more value. Gets maybe a longer term brokerage agreement, 3-5 years, whatever it might be, and doesn't feel really any pain.
I really like the insurance one. So effectively, as an insurance broker, if you even acquired some technologies that mitigated your risk, you could argue that your premium should be reduced.
That's what I was told 8 years ago when I took over risk and insurance as part of a role in the Nordics. Okay, why were they interested in risk management? Because that was all about bringing the risk profile down. If they bring the risk profile down, the premiums come down. It's all good for everybody. But that was 8 years ago. So my biggest concern is in 8 years' time, unless somebody is able to do something fundamentally different, still be in the same position because it's a good idea, but no one's doing anything different.
Why do you think? Is it because do you think technology providers are purely driven by traditional setups, or why do you think there's no change in 8 years?
I think the real reason is that a lot of these great new technologies that are out there are in small, they come from small outfits, small startups with a great idea, keeping it simple. And getting just general funding is bad enough, let alone trying to be innovative at the same time. Just finding enough money to pay the bills, to get the tech out there, to get the proof of concept out there, that's enough. And we need to have the people who've moved through that first life cycle into maybe whatever the second life cycle is to then stop and say, in this life cycle, I'm going to grow at an even bigger rate by doing something a bit different. I've got over the first bit. But I think for me, you're either super enormous and you're stuck in the old ways and you're chasing the big deals, and that's not a bad thing, they pay. Or you're in the small end where you're just trying to pay the bills and hope that it works. And I get that as well. And I think the challenge out there is to find those in stage 2 who've got some funding, who want to suddenly accelerate at a much faster rate than normal, but just by trying something different.
Perfect. I think we'll leave it there. But Ed, thank you so much for your time. It's been really good. I really enjoyed this. So thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
I enjoyed it too.
See you later.